Today, the Supreme Court will hear arguments in a big gun rights case. It will likely decide the constitutionality of a federal law that prevents people under domestic violence protective orders from owning a gun. That law has been in place since 1994. Research shows that a victim or survivor of domestic violence is 5 times more likely to die when an abusive partner has access to a gun. Jan Crawford is at the Supreme Court. Jan, good morning.
Well, good morning. There's agreement on both sides of this case that people who commit domestic violence should not have guns. The question is, what does the government have to prove to take those guns away when you have a constitutional right to keep and bear arms?
So the real fear of losing your life when you leave is real. It's a real fear.
Ruth Glenn is president of an advocacy group for victims and survivors of domestic violence. She, too, is a survivor.
Eventually, he later found me a few weeks later and shot me 3 times and left me for dead.
Her organization is one of many now urging the court to uphold a 30-year-old federal law enacted after her shooting that makes it easier to take guns away from those who have allegedly committed domestic violence, like defendant Zacky Rahimi. When police identified Rahimi as a suspect in 5 shootings in Texas, they found multiple guns in his apartment and that he had a domestic violence restraining order for allegedly assaulting his ex-girlfriend. He was convicted of violating a federal law that prohibits people under such protective orders from having guns. Rahimi says the law infringes on his Second Amendment rights to keep and bear arms. The lower court agreed, saying while Rahimi was hardly a model citizen, he hadn't yet been indicted or convicted of any crime. Randy Barnett is one of several Second Amendment scholars who filed a brief supporting Rahimi's argument.
Why is this case so important?
Because this case involves whether a fundamental right can be taken away from you without due process of law. We're all innocent until we're proven guilty, even gun owners.
Now, Barnett says that Congress could easily fix the law to make it constitutional, and there are other laws that would keep domestic violence offenders from having guns. But supporters of this law say it saves women's lives. Tony?
Very interesting case, Jen. Thank you very much.